Hey everyone, I hope you're having an awesome day today. There's a couple of things I want to do to my car today, and I figured I'd bring you guys along. One of the things I wanted to do today is I wanted to mess around with the suspension a little bit. One of the issues that I have is the rear doesn't sit quite low enough for me, and I also kind of want to increase the stiffness of the front and rear springs a little bit, just because I don't think there's enough pressure on them. So today I kind of just want to mess around with that, plus I want to install some new stickers on the car. The old ones are going to come off, we're going to put on some new ones. Thanks again to Illicit for the stickers. Go check out Illicit's website if you haven't already. They have lots of stickers and other merchandise as well, such as t-shirts, hoodies, everything. So go check them out, I'll link them down in the description below. Thanks again to Illicit. We're going to be at their next show in PEI. It's going to be June 7th at Island Red. So if you guys are interested in picking up some merch, the next spot that they're going to be is in PEI on that date. So again, link in the description below if you want to check out their merch. So let's get on with today's video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to get the decals done. I don't have any goo gone or goo remover, unfortunately, so we're going to have to make do with just a scraper and some other products. See if we can't get it all cleaned up. I do have some of the old residue on my back windshield, so we're going to have to get that removed as well. So let's do that first before we mess with the suspension. We just got back from Driven over the weekend, and we got the white wheels swapped over, so we have currently in the trunk all the other wheels. Stock wheels are in there, so gotta move those out before we get started. All right, we're back out at the car now. I got the wheels inside, watered some plants, and now we're gonna try and use some, I only have like glass cleaner and like soap. So we're gonna try and get some of the residue off the window, and then we're going to scrape the other decals off. I apologize for the noise in advance. They're working on a roof next door, so we're gonna use this. I know I should have a handle. Please don't do this. This is not safe. You can kind of see there's some leftover residue on the window here. Like if I could definitely just scrape that off. Yeah, that's gonna come off super easy, so you can see if I can do that. I might wipe this first so I don't scratch up the glass at all. So hopefully this will work. The pollen today is absolutely crazy. Look at that. Disgusting. Good thing I'm not allergic. So I just quickly clean up this area here, but like really, really faintly. I don't think the camera's gonna pick it up, but there is some residue left over from the old Stancy stickers. So I'm gonna try and scrape some of that up, and then we're gonna get this one off. That takes care of that. It is all gone. I would need some like adhesive remover to fully remove it from the windshield, but it's gonna do for now. Next up, we're gonna tackle this guy here. Try and get rid of this one. We got one to replace the whole back. Kind of got the corner peeled up here. Super easy, just get it started. And then just like that. So it start to come up. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this. I'll show you when we're done. All right, we got it all removed. You can see there's still some residue there, so I'm gonna quickly spray that, scrape it again, and then we should be good to go. All right, the back window is removed here. We got both the stickers off. That worked a lot better. I just used some glass cleaner in this razor. It came off super easy. It kind of seemed like the Stancy sticker etched something into the glass, which is kind of weird, but let's move on to the front and we'll get the front one off. All right, the front banner is gone and it looks so naked without it. Let me show you. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to seeing a banner on here, but it looks so different. But we got another one to replace it, so don't worry. All right, so I feel like the rear is gonna be the easier one to do. So let me clean the back of this, wipe it off, let it dry, and then we'll put the new one on. All right, so we got our glass cleaner, we got our squeegee here and our towel. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down, spray it again, and then squeegee it all off, just so we get a streak-free finish and it'll be easier to apply the decal with no defects. Now I'm gonna squeegee this after we just wiped it down, sprayed it again. I'm gonna squeegee, and then I'll show you when it's done. It's kind of like my makeshift workstation. So we got some tape here. We're gonna tape up the logo at the top so we can see what it looks like, make sure it's positioned right. And then I got my squeegee in here. We're gonna go ahead and start installing it. Got it taped up in where I think is center. I'm sure someone will say, hey, that's not centered, but try to line it up just a little bit because it's an even amount of letters too. So we got the I is kind of like the middle, but everything seems to be kind of like slanted more this way, so I'm not too sure if that's how we want it, but I think that's gonna look pretty sick. All right, I got you on a bit of a weird angle. I don't really have anyone to help me with this, but we are gonna try and do this as best as possible. All right, let's do the pull. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh my God, this is gonna be so sick. I've gone with something a little different instead of white on white. Oh my God, that is sick. All right, let me show you guys this. This is so cool. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it looks a little off center because the eye is a little long, but that is as center as it can be. And I think it looks awesome. It's a chrome finish this time instead of white. So you can see as like we move along, it gets like, well, you can see like shiny parts there. Oh, this is so sick. We got a matching one for the front. This is actually Illicit's new logo. So if you guys like this design, check out their website. They got some cool stuff with this on it. All right, so the rear one is on, as you see. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the front. We got a similar kind of thing. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. All right, windshield's clean. We got the other one posted up. I think that is about as centered as I can make it without measuring. I think that's also even. I try to line up the bottom of the letters with the black on the bottom. There's actually a middle piece inside the windshield, so you know where your center point is. So I think that is pretty bang on. Don't go off the premium because I think that is off a little bit, but I think that's as close as we're gonna get, so let's start getting this one on. Just like that, we got the next one on. Let me take care of this garbage and I'll show you from afar. All right, this is what it looks like from outside. If you stand back, it's kind of got that like holographic look to it, because this one is also chrome as well before we had the white one on there. So this will look a lot better, I think. Look at that shine, holy. Let's get some B-roll. I think these came out amazing. I think it honestly like completes the look of the car on the front and the back, just to break up the white a little bit because it is white on white. So I would love to do like a chrome tint on the sides. I think that would be super cool, but we're gonna live with this for now. Let's move on to the next part of today's video. We're going to fix the suspension. So for the front, I think the fitment is pretty good. We are very, very close to touching the fender liner here, which is good. I mean, especially if you're doing like track or something like that. Like, let me get in real close here. You can see just kind of where it is, just like stance wise. Now I know I'm on the side of the street, so it might not be perfect, but even back here, you can see good fitment. Get like one finger in there for height, and I think that's good enough just for like daily driving. I was thinking about maybe cambering this just a little bit to tuck it in, but it is pretty flush the way it is. Honestly, it's pretty aggressive. So if I cambered it a little bit, I don't know. I could try it and see what happens. I can't really do much camber in the rear right now. I would like to drop it a little bit. And you can see just from the side, it doesn't really need much camber. Maybe just a little bit for the clearance of the tires. we got at least 2 fingers here, so. Finger test, that is lower than this. Go around to this side too. About 1.5 fingers here. Fitment is pretty much the same. It's pretty bang on. We're gonna tighten up the dampers first just to see if that does anything, because I don't want to do actual suspension work unless I have to, which would mean jacking it up on the street to fix it. So we might just adjust the damper just to see if that does anything and then go from there. Alright, so with coilovers, you do have a couple options for adjustments, especially with something with the top hats on it. So you can see this is camber adjustable, so if I loosen all of these and then pushed it that way, I would get some camber out of it. There is also screw set positions, so I could make the, I could give it more positive camber if I really wanted to, but negative camber is going to fill this out nice. And then under this little cap here, you have this little adjustment knob. This is for the dampening of the vehicle. So this is only set to 4 clicks right now. Let's go ahead and get this up. We're gonna do this all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bring this one back as well, all the way to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That'll give it a little more rebound stiffness. Like I'm pushing on that and it's not going too far. What I would like to do is adjust the actual spring tension, but I don't know if I'll be doing that today. I might adjust the camber on the front and see how that goes. But I guess there's one thing I don't really know what I want to do, because like I said, if you look at the stance from the front, like that is pretty flush with the fender there. It is, the wheels turned out just a little bit, but let me straighten it and I'll show you. All right, so that's with the wheel completely straight. You can see just at the front, like it is just ever so slightly tucked. Like if I went a little bit lower, maybe I'd have to camber it. I don't know. Like I think a little bit more camber would look kind of cool. But I don't know. We could try it and see what happens. I don't want to mess with it too much because then I would need alignment. But I think the fitment's pretty good. I think I just want to drop the rear, but I don't know if I want to do that right now. Let me adjust the dampener and we'll go from there. All I gotta do to get the spring adjustments in the back, take everything out of your trunk. I actually keep my silencers, screwdriver set in here, as well as the normal tools. These come with inflator kits, which I think is weird, but just underneath this flap here, if you lift that up, your spring adjustment's right there. So. All right, so as easy as that was taking everything out there, adjusting the spring dampeners, you're not gonna see a physical difference. It's gonna be a difference that you'll feel while you're driving the car. So there's gonna be a lot stiffer now. I did 16 in the back, 15 in the front, just to kind of give it that extra edge. So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing, put all the stuff back in the trunk. We'll lock up real quick and then we'll take this thing for a quick run just to see if I can find a flat parking lot to have a look at it, and then we'll see how it looks. Just grabbing a bite to eat for lunch before we head out, and I just want to say the banners came out super clean. I think they look awesome. As far as fitment goes for the rear, I want to try and lower it today. I'm not going to mess around too much with the front because I think it looks pretty good as it is. Too much camber, you're going to kind of lose the top of the wheel, and I'm not really trying to drift this car, so it's not stance either. So we're going to kind of mess around with the rear when we get back from our drive and see how it goes. All right, we just pulled up to the Halifax shopping center here just because I wanted a flat parking lot to look at the car. The banner looks super sick, so I'm gonna show you what the fitment looks like out in a nice parking lot like this, just so you can get a good understanding of what we're able to do today. I don't know how much more adjustment there is to be had in the rear of the car, but we're gonna give it a shot. All right, so this is how it sits right now. You can see that banner in the sun is just gorgeous. Holy smokes. That is beautiful. I love this new design. It is so cool. Alyssa, you guys have done a killer job with this. All right, rear fitment. That's the check right now. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we could go a little bit lower, but without control arms, maybe we shouldn't. I'm gonna try and mess with that a little bit anyway. We're gonna adjust the actual tension on that so it won't rub as much. And then the front, still a little bit of wiggle room on that. I don't think that needs to come down anymore. I think I got them relatively both the same. Also, look at that. That's awesome. Love that. You can even see on this side, like it is a little sunken in, but also you could probably see this is where I got a dent repaired. Last year someone backed into me and completely cut it straight. I don't think it's like completely perfect, but that doesn't matter right now. Anyway, I think this is as good as the fitment might get. We're gonna try and mess around with it. Let's take it back to the apartment and have a look. All right, so I did a little bit of work. We got the car up on jack stands and I tried messing with the collar adjustment here. So this bottom one has no problem with movement. It's the actual collar itself is pretty rusty. And when I try to turn these top two when they're clamped together, it's just moving them as one whole unit, which it shouldn't be doing. It should be free enough that it will actually spin the whole tube. So it's not doing that. We're not gonna get any more adjustment out of this. I'm gonna probably send these to get repaired or something sometime in the future. I know some people that might be able to do that for me. So we'll look forward to doing that. Hopefully getting this rear end a little bit lower. We're gonna try and mess with some of the front. I actually did tighten it a little bit. An actual spring weight. This is pretty tight, so I'm gonna match this side and that side. I might mess around with the camber a little bit on the front, but probably not too much. All right, I tried messing around with the camera. I don't have the right tool for getting those off right now, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much. It was pretty good before. I did adjust the, look how much difference there is in the front and the back for actual room. I tightened up the spring a little bit. Like, it's not going anywhere. So extra stiff on the spring up here. I might try and tighten it a little bit more. And then we're gonna go over and do the same amount on the other side. All right guys, it is super hot outside. I love it, it's beautiful. I couldn't get much done on the rear of the car, unfortunately. The actual collars are seized. Not like the collars that you let loose, but the actual like, the threaded part of the collar is seized into the actual barrel of the lower housing of the coilover. So won't be able to do much with that, unfortunately. I might have to take it to a specialist or get some new ones or whatever. I don't know. These were secondhand. They only cost you like 700 bucks. So I'm not super upset by the fact they don't work too well. They do what I want it to, so good enough. As for the front, I couldn't do a whole lot of adjustment either. They're kind of maxed out in the front for lowerness, but I increased the spring tension, whatever you want to call it. The spring tension, I think, is the word I'm looking for. I increased the spring tension in the front, so now it's going to be a little stiffer in the front. There shouldn't be any rubbing or issues that way. I was having some rubbing now that I put on some wider tires, so had to fix that up if I'm going to PEI in a couple weeks now. So we'll get that all fixed up. It's all good to go. As for the actual camera in the front, I'm not going to change too much about it, which is fine. It looks fine the way it is. I didn't have the tool for it anyway. For now, for the rest of the day, I think I'm just going to try and enjoy this nice warm weather. Might not film too much just because I want to go out and have some fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like down below and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content. Peace, guys. Thanks.